Okay, we are recording. This is Women's Health and Hormones, which is the 7th Wellness Education series for our continuing education program. So as we get started, I'm going to give you a couple of questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no unwanted symptoms and 10 being completely out of control symptoms, how is your monthly cycle? And you can just write that down. You don't have to say anything. And then if you're peri or postmenopause, how are your symptoms for that one as well? And then the second question, are there areas of hormone balance that are difficult for you? So if there are any listed there, go ahead and note them or write them down on a piece of paper, or you can do a screenshot so you can kind of answer these questions later. But the reason these are important is I'm going to be covering certain areas of all of women's health. And so you'll be able to match some of these things back to products and recipes and protocols that you can help to support those symptoms. All right. So, and if you're wondering why my face is a little blue, I just used this yarrow palm everywhere because I got a sunburn today. And I've went ahead and doused my skin in it so that I'll be not so red tomorrow, but the blue glossy glow is from some yarrow palm. Anyways, let's jump right into the female reproductive system. So this includes our ovaries, the fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix, external genitalia, and breasts, and it works closely with other systems of the body, especially the endocrine system. Now, we have ovaries that secrete estrogen and progesterone, which are very crucial for our fertility, but also play a key role in our emotional and physical health. We also need estrogen and progesterone to play nicely together for proper hormone regulation. So that's super important that as our estrogen levels raise during our cycle, that the progesterone comes in to help bring her back down on that bell curve. We will reprioritize progesterone in our body as needed. And so sometimes that's when we notice during our cycle how our hormones and our emotions can be so out of whack because estrogen is climbing up and she's just left hanging. Progesterone doesn't come back in and bring her back down. So being able to balance those levels out is really going to help support you during the cycle time. And then, of course, our nutrition and hydration will directly impact the production of these hormones. So if you're not getting the right types of food and you're not getting enough water, it will impact being able to produce your estrogen and your progesterone. Okay, so what do we recommend when we talk about that nutritional foundation? We recommend Lifelong Vitality. These three work together as a team. They are designed to work together as a team. And they're foundational nutrition for optimum hormone balance and energy levels. They're packed with nature's most powerful antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and energy cofactors. So what makes Lifelong Vitality so different is that our bodies just aren't simply designed to process vitamins and minerals in its whole form. Our bodies are designed to take in food, and then as you digest it, you're going to get those vitamins and minerals absorbed in through the digestive tract. So when we take supplements that are in the hard mineral and vitamin form, our bodies aren't designed to process those and we just eliminate them. So it's just really expensive urine. The Lifelong Vitality is formulated for 100% absorption and that bioavailability within the gut. And how they do that is they feed the vitamins and minerals to a yeast. And the yeast's byproduct is a protein that is 100% absorbable by the body. Therefore, we can use all those vitamins and minerals just like we would when we're taking in those foods. The other thing that's super important is the omega 3, 6, and 9. So that's the XC omega. Now, we need that for proper brain function and cognition and our mental well-being. So not having your omega 3, 6, and 9s can spike depression, can hurt us in those areas of mental wellness. Having enough omegas can help to counter that and support that. And then our alpha CRS, that is the antioxidant. That's your cellular nutrition. So you have the microplex VMZ, which is your actual vitamins and minerals, your nutrition from a food base. You have the omegas, and then the alpha CRS is your cellular nutrition that's going to feed those cells and help them to do their job. And when we have this in our life, that foundation will help the proper secretion and production of our hormones. And then our endocrine systems are going to work more closely together with the reproductive system, help us during our cycle, help us with hormone regulation, emotional regulation, as well as pain management during that time. So some other recommended products. This one is the Bone Nutrient Complex. And this is bioavailable nutrition for men and women. So it's not just for women. And it's necessary for our bone integrity, strength, and overall health. It's very important for those that already have maybe weak or fragile bones, those that are prone to osteoporosis or bone fractures, or even growing individuals. When you have those growing pains, the bone nutrient complex can really help support. It also has magnesium in it. So if you find that you're someone that cramps up a lot, this is another supplement that you can take to help counter those cramps and help counter those spasms that you may get. And the bone nutrient complex can be also, when we talk about for men or women, men are typically not as prone as women to osteoporosis or bone structure issues. When we're pregnant as women and our bodies don't get enough of what we need, it goes to the baby, and the baby just depletes your own system. So if you had strong bones when you're pregnant, it can deplete the calcium from your bones. It can take what it needs to grow this beautiful baby, leaving you more susceptible to problems that you didn't have before. So this bone nutrient complex can really help support in those areas as well. And then phytoestrogen. This is a natural form of estrogen-like therapy. So it's not actually estrogen. Phyto means plant. And when you take this, it's going to help to kind of clean off those hormone receptors in the body. So we have estrogen, phytoestrogen, and then we have xenoestrogens. And those are not good for us. And they kind of gunk up those hormone receptors. Well, the phytoestrogen, this plant-based estrogen, and it's not actual estrogen, it just acts estrogenic in the body, but it's going to help to clear off those receptors so that you can send and receive your hormones correctly in the body. So it's not just going to balance out a deficiency, but it can help in any excess of harmful estrogen-like metabolites. And it also minimizes the unwanted symptoms associated with our menstrual cycle. And those unwanted symptoms are typically some of the pain that we experience, as well as the hormonal strife we go through where we're on this roller coaster, right? And it contains ginseng, and it's a fermented soy extract that promotes healthy breast tissue, and it brings balance to hormones in both men and women. So it's not just for women. Men can take this too. I have had a couple of success stories where, boys going through their teenage puberty years, if they end up developing in their chests a little bit more breast tissue than they should, they can take this phytoestrogen complex to help balance that out. And so it's also meant for boys as well. It's not just for women. And then rose. Rose is our queen of oils. Frankincense is the king of oils, and rose is our queen. And this is so good for us as women. I was never one that actually ever liked the smell of rose until I started using doTERRA. And I think a lot of it is because my body feels so good when I use it, and it craves it. So apply rose over your heart. And what that's going to do is help with your emotional balance. It's going to promote openness and confidence. and it's also going to boost your libido. And then when you apply it to your lower abdomen, that's going to help with some of that discomfort we feel during our menstrual cycle and to promote regular ovulation. So I know I had a tubal pregnancy and a miscarriage in between my kiddos. So I suffered some pretty extensive damage to one of my fallopian tubes. And so every other month, it's a really painful one. And so I've started to add the Rose Touch to my protocol and rub that also on the abdomen to just help relieve some of that discomfort from all that scar tissue and the pain that I go through. And it works beautifully. It partners really well with the Deep Blue and the Past Tense. I use Aroma Touch. And I like to put that one on first, let it really absorb in, and then I drive it in with any of the minty oils, not flavors. Okay. And then Clary Calm. So this is a blend that has been designed to help us during the monthly cycle, right? So apply this to your abdomen. And I like to say also apply it to your hips and on the insides of your ankles. That's a hot spot for us women. I learned that in acupuncture that they put a lot of needles in that inside of your ankle part for us as women. So apply Clary Calm, and it's going to help also with your hormone balancing, helps with heavy periods, that cramping. It can help with hot flashes and mood swings, and then just some of the emotional PMS symptoms that we go through. I think it smells really nice too, so I'm attracted to the smell, as well as my husband and my kids. So I'm lucky there. But if you don't like the smell of it, just apply it to the bottoms of your feet and then put some socks on. But it's a great one to try and use. And it's great for kiddos too, when you know that they're having a kind of like an emotional time. So I use the Clary Calm on my 6-year-old. For kiddos, less is more, especially because these have the clary sage, and it's really going to be talking to that endocrine system. You don't want to overload a youngster for the endocrine system. So I always say less is more. Just a little bit of the Clary Calm goes a long way. But it's a beautiful tool to use for that hormone regulation that we need. Okay, I'm just going to pause for a moment. Okay, and we're back. All right, so the endocrine system. So I was just talking about this, right, with the Clary Calm and making sure that we don't overload it. And the endocrine system is comprised of a lot of different things. And it's directly involved in the growth and development, the metabolism, nutrient regulation, and overall homeostasis. It's a system of glands that produces and sends hormones to targeted organs and tissues via the circulatory system, our blood system. Essential oils can be very beneficial since they're circulated in the same way and profoundly benefit the cells they encounter in the process. So there's 4 areas that we're going to talk about. First is your liver, then your pancreas, your adrenals, and then for your thyroid. So I'll go into detail for each of these sections. But when we're talking about caring for your liver, a healthier liver function is the underpinning of hormone balance, right? So if our liver isn't doing well, our hormones won't be balanced correctly as well. So to take care of our liver, we need to drink plenty of water with lemon or Slim and Sassy essential oil, or a citrus oil to help with that cleansing, that natural cleansing of that filter of our body. And then you can take one Zendocrine soft gel daily. And what's that's going to do for you is allow you to do a detox process every day. And when we say detox, you're detoxing at that cellular system and organ level, not necessarily just your digestive system, so you're not stuck to a toilet, but you're allowing the liver, which is a filter who's constantly filtering out good and bad, to have an opportunity to cleanse and reset. So that's what that Zendocrine, drinking plenty of water with lemon or Slim and Sassy, can help your liver. For your pancreas, you're going to take 1 to 3 Slim and Sassy soft gels daily to help support your metabolism It will also help support regulate your blood sugar and to release excess water. So the Slim and Sassy blend has grapefruit, has cinnamon. I can't remember all of it. I wish I could remember at the moment, but it's designed for us as um, the endocrine system to really support that process. So taking it in that soft gel is a fast, easy way to get exactly what we need to support our liver, to support our pancreas, that metabolism, your blood sugar regulation, and then not being so bloated like we are, especially during our cycle. And then for our adrenals, you're going to apply Magnolia to the adrenals twice daily. And then take 2 capsules of Mito 2 Max twice daily as needed. And that is in a way where you know that your adrenals are already kind of not working correctly. So if you're already starting at a pretty low number, when we rest and recharge and you wake up, you have more energy in the morning. But those that have adrenal fatigue, that chronic adrenal fatigue, they rest, they wake up in the morning and they're still at 0. They haven't gotten a chance to like recharge those adrenals and then slowly deplete them throughout the day. They have to start at 0. So it's a self-will, like I just have to get this done today. It can be really, really hard. So the Mito 2 Max has this natural form of energy and stamina, and it kind of helps with mental clarity and cognition, memory recollection. That is really a great one to help supplement if you have adrenal fatigue. And then your thyroid. So it's not a life sentence. Habits are critically important. Check your nutrition, your stress level, and your water supply. Those habits that are very critically important can help to regulate your thyroid. So if you have a thyroid malfunction, whether you're hypo or hyper, it doesn't have to be. It's one of the autoimmune diseases that we have the ability to support and allow our body to correct and heal. So there are ways to work really hard, take time, consistency, but you can regenerate in many cases and in many areas to bring that system back to life. So in a roller bottle, combine 10 drops of each of these 4 essential oils right here: clove, myrrh, frankincense, and lemongrass. And then you're going to top it off with fractionated coconut oil, or what we like to call FCO, and apply that to your thyroid 3 times a day. So thyroid is in here, right? So you're going to apply that on your neck 3 times a day. If you find that it's a little on the spicy side with the clove and the lemongrass, go ahead and add a little bit more coconut oil in your hand. You're going to want to keep the concentration, the dilution of your oil. So sometimes I've given people an oil roller and a fractionated coconut oil roller, so they can just add a little bit more fractionated coconut to dilute it down a little bit once they've applied it topically. All right, so moving right along. So the endocrine system, like we talked about, how it's directly involved with the growth and development, right? So here's that full system, all the groups. You have the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland right here in the base of the brain, right behind the sinuses and the eyes. The pineal gland, thymus, your thyroid and parathyroid, pancreas, adrenals, ovary, testicles, placenta during pregnancy. So this is the endocrine system, right? And all of this made up together is going to play vital roles in our overall homeostasis. Okay, so we talked about the liver already. And here's a picture of the Zendocrine, Slim and Sassy Metabolic Blend, and the lemon. I wish I could turn the bottle around so I could read it because I can't see what's in it. But so again, this one's for your liver. For your pancreas, here's the Slim and Sassy soft gels. So the other one is a 15 ml oil. This one is in the soft gels, ready to go. I take about 3 of these ones a day. You get 90 soft gels in 1 bottle. And I take them on an empty stomach, but I get a little bit of the oil, not a burp up anymore, but I can kind of taste the oil from my gut basically, and I like it. So for me, I like to take it on an empty stomach. If you don't like that, take it with food and drink plenty of water, and you should be good to go. And then again, for your adrenals, here's the Magnolia and the Mido 2 Max. Those are the ones that you're really going to want to find what works for you. The Mido, you don't want to take it too close to bedtime because it can work wonders and keep you awake. So I think that's what I did last night, honestly. I think I got my Mido mixed up with my Deep Blue because they kind of look similar. And I took my daytime capsules that I like put in the shot glass at nighttime and vice versa. So I think I took 2 Mido 2 Max at like 9 o'clock at night, and I could not go to sleep last night. So they definitely do help work. I mean, if you've got a lot going on, so they can support you when you do have that chronic adrenal fatigue. And then your thyroid. So that was clove, myrrh, lemongrass, and frankincense. You're gonna do 10 drops of each. Bring extra fractionated coconut oil if it's too hot for you. And just make sure that you start with those critical habits, right? You're checking your food and your nutrition. You're making sure that you're not running at a constant high level of stress, and you're taking in enough water. I would also add in that you're sleeping, right? When you sleep, your body has time to heal. And those things can help to support, bring your thyroid back online and help it to reset. And then let's share a little bit about what a sample wellness box will look like. So right now, this one is the Women's Health Kit, and that's where you get the bone nutrient complex, the phytoestrogen, and Clary-Calm, all 3 of these in a pack for $69.50 wholesale, and that's 60 PV. And then the Rose Touch for 70 and 65 PV. And that comes to a total of 125 PV, which will qualify you for the free oil of the month, as long as the order is placed before the 15th of the month, as well as give you a percentage back in free product credit based on how long you've had your membership. So this will be something that can support you, and you will end up using it month over month once you realize how great you feel. And it tends to kind of bring your menstrual cycle and your relationship with it to the next level, which is something that I really, really love. Being able to own it a little bit more and have some tools to regulate a little bit more. I used to just always feel so out of control, and I sometimes still do, but this at least gives me a fighting chance to gain that control back. So that is what I have for you guys today on the women's health and hormones. But before I let you go, I am going to share just a few minutes on how to build doTERRA as a business, since that is something I'm so passionate about. And I always want to share and offer just in case anyone is looking. So how to build your pipeline. First, there's 3 types of people that you typically can identify with. And the first person takes this class or gets to listen to a replay and say, I want to live this lifestyle for me. I love the products. I love being mindful. I'm just excited to live this lifestyle. The second type of person likes to share. They're sitting here thinking about all the people that need these oils, their mom, their brother, their sister, their best friend, and they can't wait to share with them, which will turn around and lead to helping them get their products paid for. We like to say that the sharer category helps you pay for your oil habit. And then building, right? The third type is someone who says, I want to do exactly what you're doing and teach right now and make an income while making an impact. So I kind of match my passion with health and wellness and empowerment. And instead of doing something else, I love to also get my paycheck for it. So I figured, why not, right? So I always like to ask people, where are you? Are you in the traditional job, or authentic direct sales category, right? In a traditional job, you're trading hours for dollars. There's always a limit on your advancement and your earnings. Someone else is telling you what you're worth, and you have limited time freedom. And ultimately, you're building someone else's dream when you work at their company. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad deal. I worked for a great company for 15 years and recently was able to retire to be able to do this full time because I saw the potential in this opportunity would allow me to change those 4 bullets to the ones on the right side of the page. I can have true residual income that's going to match the level of my effort. There's no limits on advancements or earnings. So I will get whatever effort I put into it, I will get in return. So if I treat this like $1 million business, I'll get $1 million. If I treat it like a hobby, I'll have a nice hobby. So it's totally up to my level of effort and time that I put into it. And it's the freedom to choose my schedule. I don't have to ask for permission to take a day off or spend some time with my family, to have a sick day with my kids if they're sick. I don't have to ask, right? I get to choose. And I'm building my own dream. So where do you find yourself? If you're in a position where you're looking for an opportunity, let me know and I can help you move from the left side of the page to the right side of the page. And then why doTERRA? So why did I partner with doTERRA? Well, they're the most tested and the most trusted. Over 8.5 million customers today and growing. I think we're actually over 9 million now. They're used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. They are the largest essential oil company in the world. And we have a growth rate that's similar to Apple. So that means we were $1 billion company in 7 years. We didn't even make the 10-year mark because we beat it. And our record-breaking retention rate of 65% against the average industry rate, which is only 13%. So when people fall in love with these products, they come back and they keep ordering because they do experience life change and they want to have these amazing products. And we can create partnerships with the growers around the world, right? So it's not just a middleman. There's a full partnership with those that grow these amazing plants and seeds and flowers to get these amazing essential oils. Our company is privately owned and debt-free with no outside funding. So it's those reasons that I say, okay, of all the opportunities out there, why doTERRA? And then the second one is that the actual money opportunity for your income potential is absolutely off the charts. So your income opportunity, if you want to just get your product paid for, you can hang out here in this bottom quadrant and make, if you just want one bill paid for, just want to get the water bill paid for or the student loan bill paid for, this is where you can be, and that's about 3 to 5 hours a week. If you want to supplement your income, that's going to be these middle ranks right here, and as you can see that bell curve come up. And this is going to be more about the 10 to 15 hours a week of effort over a consecutive amount of time. And then over here, this diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, this is where you can replace and multiply your income. Now, nobody needs $16,814 on average per month. Nobody needs that per month. So you're going to start being able to think outside the box and follow your dreams truly. By the time you're up here at Presidential Diamond, you're making over $100,000 a month. And like I was saying, nobody needs that to live. So your opportunity to support, give, and love others rapidly increases. You have the opportunity to truly be a blessing to your community and your neighborhood. So how do you do that? It's in these 4 simple steps. You sample, you share these products with people, and then you teach them how to use it, and you invite them to a class like this, and then you help them enroll to get their own wholesale account, and then support them. You ongoing support, teaching them how to use the products, how they can get different products for different ailments that they're suffering from, how they can share with others. So sample, teach, enroll, and support. And that is basically how you can build this business. And how much time is involved, kind of like I was saying earlier, that first category, pay for your product, about 3 to 5 hours. Supplement your income in that middle category, 10 to 15. And then to truly replace your income, you're looking at 15 to 30 or more hours a week. And that's really going to help you to make that lasting impact so that you're going to get that residual income. And so when we talk about residual income, I like to kind of tell a little bit of a story about the difference between hauling buckets and building a pipeline. So there's a guy in his village and he hauled buckets for a living, and he needed to haul the buckets in order to get paid. So it was a commodity, it was a resource where his retention rate was 100%. Everyone needed water. But if he stopped hauling buckets, he wouldn't be able to get paid, right? So he had to try to figure out how to build a pipeline. So he hauled buckets during the day to continue making money, and he was able to help provide and pay for his family. But at night, he was building a pipeline. And 2 years of work after work, he was building this pipeline, and then he turned on the spigot and the water just flowed. And he was still able to make money, but he didn't have to do the hard labor of hauling these buckets anymore because he built this pipeline. So that is a lot about the same way how we feel with doTERRA. What does that residual income to look like to me? Well, I worked at this amazing company, Boeing, for 15 years, and I worked very, very hard. But I sacrificed a lot. I was trading time for money. I missed out on a lot of things. And if I stop working, the income stops too. So with doTERRA, the business opportunity and the model is something that is undeniable in comparison to working a normal corporate 9 to 5. I've already been building my business with doTERRA, and I'm receiving a paycheck even though I took 2 whole weeks off last week, and I still get a paycheck. It doesn't matter, right? So if you build this pipeline and you turn on the spigot when you need, you will have your income potential. You just have to work really hard, put that effort in, and it will come. All right, so could this work for you? Well, are you passionate about oils? Do you care about people? And can you follow a system and get things done? We have a proven training system that works. And if you say yes to all of these things and you want in, here's the next step. Just identify what type of person you are. If you want to share or build with doTERRA, then just let me know. And then attend a Business Made Easy presentation. And this is going to be a deeper dive into the residual income, the compensation plan, some of the ins and outs of the business. And then get connected. We have daily mentor calls, team Facebook groups. You have this whole oil community to tap into. And it's all for free. The training is all for free. So just let me know and I will help you get started if this is something you're interested in doing. So this was a wonderful quote that I'd love to end on. And suddenly you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. So that is all I have for you today on women's health and hormones, and a quick brief introduction of the business side of things. So just let me know if you have any questions.